What's the most intense almost got caught moment that still makes you sweat? I was house sitting for my parents during spring break sophomore year of college. They were super strict growing up, and even though I was technically an adult, they had all these rules about no visitors and no touching the fancy wine collection and whatever. They were supposed to be gone for a full week at my aunt's wedding in Arizona. At the time, I was kind of seeing this guy, Ben. Ben comes over around 8 p.m. and we're just hanging out watching movies in the living room. One thing leads to another and we start making out on the couch. Things get pretty heated, and right in the middle of everything, my phone starts blowing up. It's my mom calling. I almost ignored it, but had this weird gut feeling I should answer. She tells me they're coming home tonight, like in a few hours. Apparently my aunt got food poisoning or something, so the wedding was being postponed, and they decided to just come home early. My brain literally stopped working for a second. The panic that set in, OMG. I told her, oh, that's fine. Drive safe. See you soon, like an absolute psycho, while internally screaming. So I hang up and immediately go into crisis mode. My parents are like 3 hours away. Ben and I are half naked in their living room. There's takeout containers everywhere, his shoes by the door, his motorcycle in the driveway that they would 100% notice. I explain the situation to Ben and we start frantically cleaning. I'm picking up pizza boxes and cups while he's looking for his socks, which somehow ended up under the couch. I'm literally sweating bullets thinking about my super religious parents walking in on this scene. We get most of the obvious stuff cleaned up and Ben's about to leave when I realize my parents' bedroom door was open and they always keep it closed when they're gone. They'd notice. And the thing is, I'd been sleeping in their room because they have this massive California king bed and way better TV than my old bedroom. Ben's stuff was scattered all over their room. His phone charger, his hoodie, even his wallet was on their nightstand. And the bed was completely unmade with both pillows thrown on the floor. So we run upstairs and start fixing their room. I'm making the bed exactly how my mom does it. Then I hear it. A car door. My heart stops. I look out the window and it's them. They're home. 3 hours early. They didn't even call to say they were closer. The absolute dread that washed over me was indescribable. Ben looks at me with these wide eyes and whispers, "What do we do?" Their voices are getting closer to the front door. I grab Ben and practically shove him into my parents' walk-in closet. I yell at him to be absolutely silent and not move. My dad has a bunch of shoes and suits in there, but there's enough space for Ben to hide if he stays still. I hear the front door open. My mom calls out, "Rebecca, we're home!" I run downstairs trying to look normal and not like I'm hiding a whole ass man in their closet. I hug them and ask about the trip while my mind is racing trying to figure out how to get Ben out. My mom says she's exhausted and is heading straight to bed. My heart drops. Ben is literally in their closet. I try to stall her, asking about the wedding details, offering to make her tea, anything to keep her downstairs. But she's determined to go up. As my mom heads upstairs, I'm literally praying. I follow her up, watching as she walks into their bedroom. She looks around the room and says something feels different. I'm about to pass away on the spot. She sits on the bed, and I'm standing there trying not to look at the closet where Ben is hiding. Then my dad yells from downstairs asking where we keep the extra blankets because he's sleeping on the couch tonight. His back is hurting from the drive. My mom sighs and goes back downstairs to help him. The second she leaves the room, I rush to the closet. Ben is crouched between my dad's suits, looking terrified. We have maybe 2 minutes max. I frantically point to the window. Their bedroom has a little balcony that overlooks the backyard. It's not a huge drop, maybe 10 feet. Ben looks at me like I'm insane, but we have no other options. He climbs out the window as quietly as possible while I'm listening for footsteps on the stairs. Just as he's about to jump down, I hear my mom coming back up. I quickly close the window but don't have time to lock it. I jump into bed and pretend to be using my phone as my mom walks in. She starts getting ready for bed and I'm making random conversation trying to act normal while having no idea if Ben made it down okay, or if he's just splattered on our patio. My mom suddenly stops and says, "Do you feel a draft?" and walks directly toward the window. She opens the curtain wider and looks out, then starts unlocking the window saying it wasn't closed properly. And that's when I saw it. Ben hadn't jumped yet. He was clinging to the side of the house right below the window, pressed flat against the wall. If my mom had looked down at all, she would have seen him. I literally stopped breathing. She closes and locks the window, completely oblivious to the fact that there was a whole human being hanging off our house like some kind of terrified Spider-Man.